Hello, good people. Welcome back to our channel. I want to take you through a structure that we are doing, a project that we are doing. It's not a big one, though it's still a good project because it has some parking and some guest house. As I always say, and I keep on insisting, that it is very, very important to know and to determine what kind of a foundation you want to put in place. It depends on the occupants. It depends on the area, the nature of the soil, the topography. There's a lot of things that are considered before you settle on what type of the foundation you want to do. There are mainly two types of foundation: the suspended one and the conventional. I think we have done a suspended one. We have explained more detail about it, and a lot of people send us messages telling us how they were educated because of what that video that we did for the suspended. And there is also another one that is coming up, and we shall also be able to put more insight on it, so that we can be able to differentiate and to know the dynamics of construction. Construction is one area where so many people don't have interest even on learning, or rather knowing what is going on. Most of the people, they just want to have a house and set on it. But it is also very important to know what even the contractor, or maybe even what the fundis are doing, so you can be able to, because this is the place that you're going to live forever. So it is so very important for your conscience to be settled that this was done right. I was there, I witnessed, and I'm now settled about it. Now we are at Ruai. Ruai is it's part of Nairobi County. I think there's slightly out of Nairobi County, slightly before you get out of Nairobi County. So you're in Nairobi County, a place called Sewage. And in this area, maybe I can take you through so that you can be able to know, or rather to see what we did. We did excavation on this area. We did excavation because we wanted a very stable ground because of parking. The car has a lot of weight. And just moving the car in and out, it also destabilizes the ground. So what we did, the first thing we did an excavation. So we excavated. I think you can see the cotton soil. We did an excavation of the cotton soil. After we did an excavation of the cotton soil, now we start digging the trenches, both for the columns and for the footing. But now we had to dig until we got to a stable ground. And let me show you something. There is this soil. This was just below the cotton soil, and now there is this one, because soil has different strata. It has different strata. So there is the one that is stable, the one that is not stable, like that. So you have to dig until you get into a place where you can find a stable strata of soil. Now that's where now we settled there, so that now we can be able to cast the bases and the columns. What happens? Someone asked me, what happens when you place your column on a loose soil? And then just to answer that question in a general term, there's going to be a sedimentation. Sedimentation is whereby now you start seeing the crack on walls, on columns, and now the column starts now settling. Now it starts going down, because now it's also finding its own stability. So the more it goes down, the more it creates cracks. So that is called sedimentation. in in a construction world. So this is what we got, and we never even stopped here. We never even stopped here. We moved even more deeper now to get this one. This is almost the same as, I think I'll show you one of the foundation walls. So this is the same as the foundation walls, meaning the foundation stones that are placed around there, meaning we got to a very stable ground where now we can be able now to be very satisfied that our columns, our bases and our columns had now settled on a very stable strata. So that's what we did. We did columns, bases, we cast base and columns, and footing. This is footing. Footing is where now you put some rebars and then you do concrete. What is the purpose of footing? The purpose of footing is because we are going to have our foundation wall here, and we also need to ensure that that foundation wall also settles on a very stable footing, or rather on a very stable concrete, whereby it can reduce, now it can also reduce the sedimentation, as I said earlier, and also it can reduce the crack, because the rebars, they produce what is called tensile force. Concrete, they produce concrete force, and that's how it works. Now we have already done casting. We did the casting today for the beams and blocks. I'm used to beams and blocks. We've done the casting for the foundation, for the slab, for the bases and the footing. Today being on a Saturday, so tomorrow we shall just do the normal curing, and then on Monday we can start laying our foundation stones. So once now we do the foundation stones up to a certain level, the one that is going to be very satisfied because of the ground, the topography of the ground, now we shall do backfill, maram and hardcore backfill completely. And when you do the maram and hardcore backfill, you don't pour everything. You don't fill and then now you compact once. You are supposed to compact it in layers. Maybe you can divide like this portion. Now we can divide it in 3 layers. So a quarter you compact, a quarter you compact, and then the third one you compact. The reason is now you are going to get that compactable ground that you are looking at, because that vibration of the compact may not be able to fill the gaps that were just at the lower, the lower backfill of the ground. So it is also very important to ensure that the compact is done in phases. You can have maybe like 2 or 3 times, which is and you can achieve the compactability of it. So that's what we've done. It's not a big house. We have two garage, this one, that one, and then we have the outer stairs. Now that outer stairs leads you now to 2 units that we are going to do here. It's sort of a studio, because it's a residential place, sort of a studio. That is how we are going to do. So we expect this project to be ready by, we are giving it a 2 months, because there's a change of weather here and there. So we expect to be done in the next 2 months, though we shall be sharing the progress as we continue. Thank you very much for subscribing, sharing, and for those who are very interested in construction, and those who are reaching us, giving us an opportunity also to turn their dreams to reality, giving us an opportunity also to also explain more about the type of the technology that we are using. So we are very appreciative, even for those who send us their drawings, so that now we can be able to do some technical quotations and BOQs. We're also very, very grateful. And for those who are planning to construct, we are here, and we shall cross borders for you. Thank you, and see you on your next project. Hi guys, after Roy project, we traveled, we came all the way to Juja, a place called Juja Farm. We've come for a site visit. As I always tell and I always say, it is very important as a contractor, as an architect, as a structural engineer, to always come for a site visit. There are so many things that you'll observe that can give an input when you're doing the design work. Most important thing when you're coming for a site visit, the most preferable hours to come for a site visit is early in the morning, or rather late in the evening, so that you can be able to observe the sun path. That's the bioclimatic chart, so that you can know where the sun rises, where the sun sets, so that you can when it comes to orientation of the windows, I think you're safe on that. That input can be even added by our architect on this small video. Now we are at Juja Farm. It's about 5 kilometers from Juja Farm Center. There's a town called Juja Farm. It's almost 5 kilometers. This land is sold by Top Care Investment, one of the real estate companies that sells land here. So one of our clients from diaspora called us, and she told us that we can come for a site visit, so that now we can be able to start the design work. That's why we are here. The land is relatively very flat. I think they have done the scoop work. Very flat. It's already beaconed. That means there's a mutation. There's a interchange roads that connects to all these plots within, because it's a gated community. But the plots that we are going to develop, it's the second last from the fence. That means the entrance is going to be on the main road. You can see there is electricity, and hopefully there is water, because this area, Juja Farm, is normally supplied by water from the county government of Kiambu. So there is water, that one I know. So the other thing that we are going to do, we've taken a sample of the soil, so that we can be able to take it for a soil test. That shows the porosity of the soil, and also there's some, other tests that can be done to know the soil loading capacity of that soil in a particular area. Secondly, on the soil test, you are able to, through variance, you're able to know this soil, what is beneath that soil, or rather, what is the soil structure beneath this soil. So that one, they give it as an overall, according now to the information that we always get from the test department. So that's all. That's what we do when we come for a site visit. We're able to know if there is electricity, there is water, the accessibility of the road. The accessibility is not bad. Yeah, it's good. Even a small car can enter, and also big trucks. I think those are the things that we are able to establish. So once now we start design work, now we are able, through the picture that we have in our mind, now we are able now to conceptualize now the design in a very accurate manner. So next time when we are coming with the template, or rather a sketch that shows this is where the land is going to be, and this is where the house is going to be. Those are the offsets. This is the gate. I mean, that's I believe it's the right thing to do. So thank you guys. As I always say, see you on your project. Yes, and welcome back to this project at Y. We are doing 2 garage and some studio on top. Now we have cast the slab, but before I explain what we have done, let me just have a recap of what we did. We did a convectional method. That's excavating, proper excavating, because we have some parking, and because of the parking, there's a exertion of weight with the car. So we did the convectional excavating until we got the hard strata, that is the maram. Now that's where now we removed all the soil. We did some columns, some bases, and the footing. From there, we did our foundation wall using the quarry stones. These are the quarry stones. Those are the ones that we used so that we could have raised it, so that we can raise it up to this level. After doing that, we did a casting of the columns up to now where the foundation stone reached. It's normally called the T1, casting of the T1. When we were done with that, now we did a proper backfilling with maram, and we ensured that we do a very proper compact. After every certain of layer, we did a very proper compact with a very heavy roller, just to ensure that our ground is so compact because of the weight. As I said, these are the parking for the two cars, this one and this one, because we have stairs there. So these stairs will lead you to the studio, 2 studio rooms that are supposed to be up there. So after we've done that, after casting, we laid we treated the maram with the anti-termite chemical, and then we laid our DPM, the polythene bag. After doing that, we ensured, and actually we ensured that we didn't cover the columns with the polythene bag, because we'll need to have a symmetrical concrete right from the ground going up there, without having any sandwich of cotton or maybe maram or anything else. It's supposed to be one concrete, because of the distribution of the moment, or rather distribution of weight. From there, we laid our BRC, and now we started casting. A combination of that for that process, because it is not a big plinth area. We have done it within a day. The backfilling, we did a bit of backfilling yesterday. Now today we were just topping up the last layer, so now we can be able to lay the DPM, that is the damp proof membrane. It ensures that you don't experience the dampness of the slab. If maybe there is something that, if maybe there is water underneath the ground, or rather the maram. So that is the advantage of using the DPM. The BRC is actually it provides the tensile force. A combination of the tensile and the concrete force, you cannot experience any crack, and your concrete is going to be very, very strong. After now preparing for the casting, or rather on the process of casting, as our signature, this is what we do. We normally create the trenches along where the wall is going to pass every time we are casting the slab. And that's why I always say it is very, very important. If you're interested in our services, as so many people always calls and and give us some contracts, I always tell my clients, if you're doing the convectional method, or rather if you're casting the slab, allow us to come so that you can be able to set up to do this kind of setup. It is going to be very important in the future as far as panels, precast panels is concerned. You see, the size of the panels is a little bit thick, so laying it on top of the ground, sometimes it can trip, it can move, and that's why sometimes you can maybe experience some lines on the panels. It's due to the movement that occurred on the surface area. So what we normally do, we create these channels, we create these trenches using the channels. The same channels that we are going to use when we are doing the framing of the windows and the doors. So it is not we are not going to misuse them, or rather it's not a waste, because maybe in the next 2 days we'll just remove it swiftly and without any harm, or rather without any wastage. So we have created our trenches using the profile of the drawing. So we did the profile, and now we created the channels. So on Monday, when we are coming to do the casting on Monday, we shall just remove the channels and start doing the installation of the panels. So one thing or maybe two things that we've said on the future, the future occurrences of the cracks that can be experienced. That is because now we have already hacked the panel on both sides because of the trench. So it cannot move on the inside part, it cannot move on the outside part. So we have already hacked it. Secondly, due to the profile, whoever that is coming to do the installation of the panels, already we have done the profile. Again, so they are not going to waste a lot of time, doing the profile, getting the square and everything. We have done it now, so that now we can be able to set the trenches. So that is the most important thing when you're doing the foundation. And I always tell our clients that whenever you're doing the foundation, allow us to come and do this kind of setup, because it is very, very important. As far as the panels for the walling are concerned, so we have done the casting. This how the slab is, and we did the breeding of the columns. Also, this is very, very important. If you are doing a mansionette, it is very important, because if you can see here, this bar, they've come all the way from the ground, from the base. So we had to breed this before we cast the slab, to ensure that even this one is just within the concrete. If we were to put it here, then it means that we have formed a weakness here. There will be a weakness here. But now we have done it through from where now the slab starts. So now we can have a monolithic column. Also very, very important. Overlapping, very important. And also now the breeding. So that's what we have done. So we await to do the installation of the panels. We have our panels delivered today. And I think we are good to go. So on Monday we are coming to do the walling. Probably by the end of this week we shall have moved maybe a step further, or maybe a phase further. What we are going to do after the panel, the installation of the panel, we shall do the formwork, cast the columns, and then now do the formwork for the beams and blocks, because we are using the beams and blocks to do the upper the slab foundation, the slab for the first floor. So that's the progress, and I hope that you're going to follow us more, so that you can be able to see the final product of this project. Thank you very much.